Welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we're taking a look at a classic song from the Stone Temple Pilots, one of the great bands to come out of the grunge era, and this is one of my favorite songs from them. It works out surprisingly well on the mandolin with some really funky chords and chord voicings. So I hope you'll stick around and learn some of those things and play along with this tutorial. But first, before we get to the lesson, if you're new to the site, thanks very much for checking us out. But don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button on your way out. Also, leave us a like if you like this video. You can also leave us a like if you are a returning subscriber. Thanks very much for returning to this channel. But don't forget to take a look at our Patreon and Amazon links down below as well. Some exciting new things over on our Patreon page. But that's enough waiting. That's enough ado. Let's take a look at this song by the Stone Temple Pilots on RPM. All right, this song is called Interstate Love Song by STP, a really fun song to play with some really funky chord voicings. Let's take a look at the introduction first. It goes like this. All right, so what are those chords there? Well, you want to keep in mind, first off, that this song is in the key of E. So any of the chord voicings and licks all fall into the pattern under the key of E. But it starts off with this chord here, which is a C-sharp minor chord in the key of E, of course, right? So what's a C-sharp minor? Well, it's here at the 6th fret of the G string, 6th fret of the D, and 7th fret there of your A string. I'm only playing the top 3 strings. You could add this one here, which is what, 7th, 9th fret of the E string, but really I just play it like this with these 3 strings here, so 6, 6, 7, and it just starts off like... There's a lot of ghost notes happening in the strumming in this song, and what I mean by ghost notes is where you pull these fingers kind of slightly off the strings. They're not completely off the strings. What they are is they're just touching the strings lightly to deaden them like that. So we call that a ghost note, all right? So I'm hitting this chord for a couple of strums, and then I'm hitting a ghost note or two in here as well. So, okay, you see that? Right? And then I'm going down to the E chord, and I'm just playing the sort of the cowboy E chord here, which is 1st fret of the G string, 2nd fret, and 2nd fret here, and open E, right? So, all right, so your strumming is like that. So, okay, now this chord is basically an A chord, but I'm adding the 9 here. So it's an A9, A add 9 chord, if you will. And what that note is the 2nd fret on the A string, which is actually a B note. So you got 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, all the way up, right? And that gives that kind of a nice little bit of a jazzy flavor to that chord. Can you hear that? All right, so that's coming off the E. So you're going... like that, and A9, A add 9, and then you're just sliding down 1 fret to there, and putting this finger here on the 3rd fret of the A string. That's a G sharp chord. All right, so from the A add 9 to the G sharp chord. And he also does a G sharp 9 on the guitar in this lick, so you can do that as well. It's almost the same as that A I showed you, just shifted down 1 fret to there. So if you pull your pinky off, and by the way, I'm using my pinky on that chord there, the G sharp chord. If you pull it off like that and put it back on, you get a nice G sharp 9 sound, G sharp add 9. So one more time, the intro goes. And then back to that A. This time, actually, you're just going to a regular A chord, not an A add 9 this time. So I'm just playing the regular A chord there, and then to the E. And you pause. Okay, so the introduction one more time. Okay, you pause, and then you come into the signature riff of the song. Okay, and what is that signature riff? Well, on the mandolin, I can play it a little bit differently from the guitar. The guitar utilizes a sort of a droning E, and I could do that on the mandolin, and it just doesn't sound right to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it here, like that. So it goes. Right? That last bit is a little tricky. So I'll show you that whole riff now. Start here on the G string. All of this is played on the G string at first. G 7th fret, right? And then 6th fret, so 4th fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret. Okay, let's go down to that part first. And you're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm just using all downstrokes here for these single notes, okay? And then from there, you do a really quick. So that's 1, 2, 4, 2 on the next string. And you try to get that E chord while you hit that last note. I don't always get it. It's really hard, but you want to try and practice that like that, so you can get that E chord at the end. So you see how I did that? And you want to listen to what he does in the song too, whether he's hitting these notes twice or once. I'm not really sure, but I think he just does it one time because he's sort of droning. He's sort of droning off an E on the guitar. We could drone off the D here, I guess. It sounds okay if you do it like that. It's kind of a mandolin version of the song, but really it's done off a droning E. So I would just play single notes here. So, okay, so when you go to that E chord, then he goes. Okay, again, these chords are similar to what he's doing on the guitar. They're not exactly right, but they'll work for you on the mandolin. So I'm going there. So I'm doing the E chord here. Then I'm doing a B chord there, which is 4th fret and 4th fret. And I'm just using 2 strings here, the top 2 strings. Okay, so all right, so from the B chord, I'm just adding my ring finger down at the 6th fret. There, okay? And that comes, it's like a partial E chord, all right? So, and you could add this high E note if you want, like that. You could go. You see how that works? All right, so, and in between, I'm doing like a ghost note again. So, you see that? Slowly. Like that. One more time, that lick. Like that. Okay, next we have a really killer lick coming in, and this one is similar to the introduction, but, well, just at the start. Different strumming a little bit, more ghost notes, and some really amazing chords. And to be perfectly frank with you, I'm not really sure what these chords are. And I've seen other people on YouTube, other guitar players, who can't really even figure out what these chords are, but you can get the sound of them, and that's what's important, right? So let's start off here. It goes... Okay, so what are those chords? Well, start off with your C sharp minor here, as I showed you before, 6th fret, 6th fret, and 7, right? And you're doing some ghost notes in between now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, like that. So, and it's the same strumming pattern on all of these chords I'm going to show you right now. So that chord there, I'm not really sure. I think maybe it could be a C augmented chord. All right, so you're going from the C sharp minor down to a C augmented chord, I believe, okay? And that is at the 5th fret here on the G, and the 6th fret and the 7th fret. It's a really cool little chord here, all right? So, right? Okay, so C sharp minor there, and then C augmented chord there, or C demented chord, if you like. You can call it that. Okay, and the cool thing is you're kind of moving down with a little melody here on the A string as you do all of this. So, see? Okay, so I move from that augmented chord. Again, I move this finger down 1 fret again, okay? And then here, I'm playing like, I guess what could be a B major 7 voicing or something like that. So it's the 4th fret here, the G string, 6th fret and 6th fret again, okay? So... okay, and then finally... I believe that's a B flat half diminished chord, all right? B flat half diminished chord. So that is this note here, the B flat, which is your 3rd fret of the G string, 2nd fret of the D, right there, and then 5th fret of the A string, okay? Okay, B flat half diminished, or B flat minor 7 flat 5. That could be it as well. B flat minor 7 flat 5, whatever. Here we go. So it's... okay, that's how that pattern goes. And then you're going to an A, an E. Okay, an A, E, and then that E. Okay, so one more time. And that's that whole part that comes along during the verses of this song. All right, that is Interstate Love Song by the Stone Temple Pilots. A great song to play on the mandolin, really fun with some of those really crunchy chords for you to learn. You've probably never come across those chords before unless you're a hardcore jazz player or something like that, half diminished chords and those types of things, but they're really fun. And the Stone Temple Pilots were kind of known for putting jazzy chords into their music, so I really hope you enjoy learning this song from this tutorial. If you're new to this site, thanks very much for checking us out. Don't forget, hit that little subscriber button on the way out, and leave us a like if you like this video. Also, if you are a returning visitor, thank you very much. You can also leave us a like, and please check out our Patreon and Amazon links down below. Thanks very much once again for watching RPM.